daily vlog number 4 of social isolation in the Netherlands. I am currently outside, as you can tell. There's like the Hef, the Koningsbrug, the Willemsbrug, the Erasmusbrug, as well as the Maastoren, the tallest building in the Netherlands. I am outside getting my one single daily form of exercise, which is just a walk. And also I was getting some food, some really nice tacos and churros from this very fancy little like tasting menu fresh restaurant, who's obviously closed right now because of the social isolation, but in order to stay alive, like many small businesses here and around the world, they're changing their tune. So yeah, order online, pay online, show up for like a no contact pickup. Really fantastic service, really tasty tacos, really good thing to get when I don't get access to work. Incredible churros, honestly to die for. Which is extra funny when you have to go outside to get them, when you might get an infection, a virus. Either way, I am in this very nice little spot. It's not frequented by anyone. It's right next to the avenue, but it's like in this little like secret spot with the, you know, only boats really get around here. Boop. But yeah, it's really nice. It's next to one of my favorite buildings in the city. This one right here. It goes from the water over, and then it's you might be able to tell it's an overpass over where the cars cross over, and the space right after that is like a lift bridge from the main canal, well, this section of the main canal, to a smaller harbor where there's a lot of little sailboats and yachts stored from locals that live here. This right here is still the Maas, which is the main canal in Rotterdam. But that over there is the Noordeiland, and the Noordeiland is a little borough, a little neighborhood in Rotterdam that's not even a peninsula, it's like an island really, in between the Willemsbrug and the Hef. It's part of the city, but it also has its own rules. It has its own rules. You can park for free there. It's the only place in the city. They have some rules from back in the day, and because they're still technically their own like kind of like little town or village, they managed to keep that. Yeah, it's super nice. I really like the Noordeiland. It's like it's like secluded in a way. There's only two access points from the bridge, and one of them, the Willemsbrug, actually ends on the end of the island. So really, to get there from the main part of the city, from center, you have to cross the Willemsbrug, right? From over there to over here, but it ends right next to the next bridge over. So it's really streamlined for cars to go from north to south. Not so much for cars to go from north to Noordeiland. So a lot of people miss it because you just think it's more land or there's a different access point. So yeah, super nice. South has a lot to offer. Not in the traditional way. There's not as many restaurants, coffee places, cultural hubs, but it's like the up and coming neighborhood. It's kind of our Brooklyn, what Brooklyn was 10-15 years ago. But it's got slightly cheaper rent, a more international audience now. The people living here are from more different cultures, and it's in a way a bit more connected to the water. It's very dependent on like the businesses on the canal, while on the north, that's just houses and buildings. It also has some of the cooler, kind of like more secretive spots within what I would still consider center. It used to have the Phoenix Food Factory, which is now closed, but it was being renovated in a different building to be bigger and better, It's always got like open comic little spots. It's got the best tattoo shop in the city. You know, South, I wouldn't say South is where it's at, but it's coming. It's definitely like the places, the kind of like small, curious, kind of like secretive, cultural, artsy little places in South are much more accessible than those in the west of the city, which is where those things are, because it's the old industrial area. Well, yeah, this is update 1 on daily vlog number 5, I think. I think I said 4 when I started this. A bit more updates today than the past 2 days. I'm hoping to see a friend today, keeping our distance, obviously. We've been rescheduling on and off since this thing started, and I think today's the chance. The city is looking empty, but it's not looking like a quarantine or a lockdown. It's very clearly social isolation. People are getting out, getting things done, workout, catching some sun. Not anything in groups, thankfully, because that would lead for us to be in full legal lockdown, and nobody wants that. We all want to be able to come outside every once in a while. But on that front, no news. Netherlands, you know, numbers are rising slowly. Nothing crazy, not too many deaths, not too many of anything. Only big news is America, to nobody's surprise, is now the country with the most corona cases worldwide. So, hey, they've got to be number 1 in one other thing. Always the bad things. Either way, this is update 1. Maybe more will come, I don't know, but hey, peace out. Quick small update. I am in line for the supermarket. That's correct. In line for the supermarket. This is the outro of vlog number 5 of social isolation in the Netherlands. Daily vlog number 5. As you saw today, there was more updates. It was a more active day. Still socially isolated, but at least I spent a lot of it outside. Got some good food, some nice dessert, and no real big news besides what I already mentioned about the US being the newest, biggest infected with corona. No any real big news about school, and about my flight to Mexico. I still need to reschedule that to summer, but they're not really answering at the airline. I got news of a friend I've been trying to see. I might be able to see her next week. And I had a contact through text with 2 people I hadn't talked to in a while. But I was like curious about how they were doing, and they're doing fine. So it's not all good in the hood, but it's nothing terrible going on. I really need to fix this setup. Peter McKinnon would be very disappointed in how I'm doing this. Alright, last update of the day. It's almost midnight. I think it's almost 11. Yeah, so social isolation daily vlog number 5 of social isolation in the Netherlands. Good night.